I would like to share a few of my favorite time management and remote working resources for those of you looking for a deeper dive on any of the practices shared in this course. Of course, David Allen's book, Getting Things Done. You simply have to read this book. He spent his entire career dedicated to consulting executives on time management. He is the guru in the field. Tim Ferriss's 4-Hour Workweek is a classic, or really any of his content. He has a couple other books, a blog, and even a podcast. He actually did an interview with David Allen, which was episode number 384 on his podcast. That would be a great introduction to both of these guys. The theme which is consistent in all of Tim's work is the 80-20 rule, or Pareto Principle. Figure out the 20% of your work that is actually pulling 80% of the weight. Marie Kondo's book, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up, is a brilliant approach to getting rid of distracting clutter. The concepts of simplification and prioritizing what is useful and joyful is relevant in both a concrete way as you set up your workspace and control your paperwork, but also in a more abstract sense as you think about things cluttering your calendar. Cal Newport's deep work is terrifying. Like, if you don't figure out how to really focus your talents, you will become completely obsolete in this new remote working economy. He is adamantly anti-email and anti-social media. He almost made a compelling enough argument for me. The Happiness Project by Gretchen Rubin. I like that she's really real about being a parent and having competing demands when working from home. She talks a lot about how to manipulate her mindset for greater happiness. While this isn't a productivity book, you'll notice that tactics used to increase your happiness actually make you a better worker, and vice versa. Exercise, journaling, improving sleep practices will leave you happier and more productive. The One Thing by Gary Keller and Jay Papasan is a great resource when thinking about prioritization. One quote I like, "A small amount of causes creates most of the results." Where did we hear that before? When thinking about how you structure your day, it should be directed by what matters the most. Brené Brown. Anything by Brené Brown will just make you a better person. Her podcast is a new thing in 2020, and it's brilliant. She speaks openly about the scary transition many people are going through as they adjust to a new way of working. Brené helps normalize and destigmatize these confusing emotions, as well as creating a new vocabulary to talk about this stuff with people in your life. When by Daniel H. Pink is a great resource when thinking about timing, particularly in consideration of our natural energy patterns, but also just understanding the mysterious and yet totally predictable and routine ways that humans operate. In the book Unsubscribe, Jocelyn K. Glee writes about avoiding digital distractions and using email thoughtfully. Her blog is what I learned about first, though. This article on how to maintain your sanity and be productive when you work alone is a must-read, along with her article on reflection. I've been recommending her article on reflection for years, as I am astounded by how effectively she distills the importance of processing and thoughtfully optimizing your actions by slowing down. I think there's a fine line between research and procrastination, so instead of thinking of these resources as a checklist, I would take a look at the results of your course assessment and just do a deeper dive on the habits where you selected seldom or never.